Hi everyone, this is Himsheela Bharati talking to you from all the way from Nepal, and I'm truly grateful to be part of your virtual college and career fair. So let me begin by introducing myself. Like I said, I'm Himsheela, and I'm into graphic design, UX design, branding. So that's the sort of stuff that we do as designers. And so for all those people who don't really know what graphic design is, it's a way of communicating any idea that you may have visually. In my university years, which was at University of Salford in United Kingdom, in those 4 years, they had trained me to explore my creativity, to heighten my knowledge in design, theoretically as well as practically. It was not only about the creativity that they taught me, but it also had to be about how that maps into the real world, like how I would use that knowledge to map into the real world. So that was something I was not taught at university, which I realized much later on. So I thought you guys would love to know that. And I think as a student, I had always been very dedicated, very passionate. Like I had a never give up attitude. I think people who have that should always keep that with them. And I always had a flexibility learning curve. By that I mean, when you are learning, you will not necessarily know everything. So I gave myself the mental space to learn that and not to worry about any of the grades that I was getting. So that meant in my head I was a free flowing creative person who would just do the best, and with that in mind, with that freedom, I would create great work which my university would like adore, or which my tutors would come back to me and say, wow, you did a great job. So I think students, you should keep that in mind, just advice. So I think my journey as a graphic designer started about 10 years back, when I worked in the UK as well, at an ad agency. But it actually started when I came to Saedi, when I established Saedi Works in 2015 with my partner, who is actually really good in technical services. So he is a solution architect, and I myself is a designer. So we combined to make a great team from the very start, and actually a very strong one, because my partner, being a technical expert, knew all the languages that required to make a website, app of any sort, in no matter what sector. And me being a versatile designer who knew illustration as well as web application designs, as well as print design work as well. So when you go into a certain subject line, let's say a graphic designer, it's good to know not only one area like illustration, but it's good to know the different parts of graphic designing. So Saedi Works was established in 2015, and actually our name Saedi Works is a wordplay. The part about Saedi, which is spelled ideas backwards. So we in our company like to come up with these little fun stunts, and this is the kind of way we work as well. Going to our services, so as I had mentioned a little bit before as well, we're into UI UX for web, application design and development, and logo design, and a lot of branding and brand identity work for companies here and internationally as well. So it's not only the design bit that we're into, we're also a tech-based solution provider, and we do services for clients here and abroad. Some of our clients, even here, are GIZ, Coca-Cola, which we had done a website for them very recently. And I think we have touched a lot of sectors like the beverage sector, travel and tours, fashion industries, filming industries, and high-end jewelry sectors as well. So if I had to sum up about what our company is involved with, it's mostly all the clients that has kind of approached us. We have always gone in and said, okay, let's try this in a new way. Let's do something different to your competitors, or something that works in the long run. So we're always looking for solutions that work for them in the long run, as well as creating something unique visually. So, talking about what, as an employer, what I'm looking for in other designers and developers, actually, I've made a list here. One would be passion. Passion comes very first in line. I think I wouldn't have gotten this far in my career if I hadn't had the passion for it. Meaning that you absolutely love doing it. So when you have the passion for it, you will last longer in your business, and it's basically play, not work. Um, and the other thing is a very dedicated and motivating attitude. So dedication and motivation comes within yourself. I don't think anyone, I mean, there have been many things that are motivating outside of work as well, and within your colleagues, or your teachers, in fact. But I think motivation solely comes from yourself. So, students, learn how to motivate yourself. You will need it in the workplace later on. Um, I think the other thing that we have tackled at our agency with our employees is the timeline consciousness. So I think if someone knows how long it takes them to do something, then it would mean better time management and better project management. So that way you are intact of what you're working on, how long your project will take, and you can communicate that to your employer. It's a bit of a challenge again for this, not to be scared to try something new, but just do it, because it will be totally worth it in the end, and you're kind of moving towards something new, rather than something mundane that others might be doing. So it's a great thing to heighten up your creativity that way. It's exciting for you, most of all. um, so one of the tactics that I have used all these years is to depend on your resources, to depend on your research. I mean, when I'm working on a website UI UX, or when I'm working on an illustration, on a concept that I have to, get from ground up, is that I do my research. So I always say that it's 70% research and 30% work. When you have that 70% research, I think it automatically kind of builds up what you want to create. So, I mean, for the different sectors, I'm not sure how they work, but as a designer, if I were to go on Pinterest or Behance or Design Inspiration, all those design portals, what I do is I save up all the stuff that I like that relates to this new project that I have, and then it kind of automatically creates that design visual route for me. So I always want my employees to have that research background, that research capacity, because I think that's where most of the work is done. There are so many things to talk about, actually, and on that note, we at Saedi Works had done a really cute calendar illustration, and we have come up with these cartoon characters, Slim and Saedi. So Slim and Saedi are best friends, and you can see that Saedi is an octopus. So we were representing our agency, let's say our designer or technical person who has 8 hands, and multitasking away into the digital world. So this is how we came up with these two characters. And I just wanted to show you some of the work that we were into. This is Slim and Saedi in Mount Everest. And so, for each month, we have created different scenarios, different activities that they're into. So I just wanted to show you some of the work that we do here. And we had kind of dispersed this out to companies here so that they could kind of see the stuff we work on and also enjoy the beautiful illustrations that we have come up with. So this is Slim and Saedi. So having said that, I would like to mention that I'm very, very happy to kind of share this information with you all. And I hope that even though I can't be part of the Q&A session, I would love to receive some of the questions from students who are very, very interested in graphic design. So you can email me at himsheela@saediworks.com, or even view some of our recent work that we have done on our Facebook page /SaediWorks. And if you would like to check out our website, then please feel free. Again, I would like to thank all of you for listening, and I'm really, really grateful to be a part of this. Thank you.